Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com.
Hi everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson-Silik, and we've got an exciting all-new show in store for you this week. Jimmy, Jordan, and I were all in the North Woods during the first segment of the early elk season a couple of weeks ago. We're going to show you how all three of the hunters did that we followed along with. Lots of excitement unfolded in the woods during that hunt. You won't want to miss that. And Jimmy's got some other excitement in store for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. After we take a look at 3 different hunts from the early elk season, our own Gabe VanWormer is going to take us down to Magnaport and show you some work that he recently did on one of his dad's old guns. It's a really cool story. You won't want to miss that. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988, offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. Michigan's hunters and anglers are essential partners to the health of the state's wildlife and habitats. The Michigan Wildlife Council is dedicated to ensuring our hunting and fishing heritage and Michigan's natural resources are preserved for future generations. By Greenmark Equipment. Greenmark Equipment is a John Deere dealership network in southwest Michigan and northern Indiana. Greenmark provides sales and services to farmers, commercial businesses, large property owners, and homeowners. Information about pricing and products available can be found online at greenmarkequipment.com.
DTE believes to lead, we have to do what's right. So we're tripling renewables and cutting carbon emissions in half over the next 10 years. DTE.
For opening morning of the 2020 elk season, I would be tagging along with a bull and a cow hunter. Our plan was to hunt over a well-used clear cut and hopefully catch the elk before they headed back into the timber.
Well, it's opening morning of the early elk season here in Michigan, and out here with a bull and a cow hunter, and we just snuck up and actually saw a beautiful bull and a pretty big group of cows, but it was just getting legal shooting light. We couldn't get on them quick enough. They're in this little clear cut and moved off, so we're gonna keep moving. Pretty cool to hear them bugling and lay eyes on elk already, so hopefully we find some more. We'll see. Well, it's opening night of the 2020 early elk season. We hunted earlier this morning, saw a bull and some cows, but really early, and didn't have any luck after that. So Jimmy, Jenny, Gabe, and I are all up here. We're all with different hunters, tonight I'm posted up with Wayne. He's a bull hunter on a huge alfalfa field that's had lots of elk in it recently. They had 8 bulls in here yesterday, so we're hoping that a bull shows up. There's been a big one in here, but there's been some smaller ones too. Wayne's just looking for a quality bull, so we're hoping these elk kind of read the script. It's not a normal Michigan elk hunt, sitting over a big field like this and kind of waiting on them, so it would be something a little different, but it's about 5 o'clock now. I'm going to sit here for a few hours and see if we can't get lucky.
As the light began to fade and the rain started to pick up, we had a couple bulls make their way into the field, and before long we had 5 bulls within range. Although the bull we were hoping to see never did show up, it was still an incredible night in the timber.
There's a pretty nice buck over there too.
The next morning we decided to head back to the same field in hopes of seeing one of the bigger bulls in the area. With a light rain in the forecast, we decided to jump in a box blind, and as soon as we could see, we noticed a group of bulls on the opposite end of the field.
Are you having fun?
Oh, this is a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing all these bulls.
Yeah.
This hunt is my first time ever seeing bulls in the wild, you know. I couldn't imagine what they're like.
Yeah.
I have probably been putting in for the elk tags since they started. I may have missed 2 or 3 years somewheres in there, you know, but pretty much every year I apply for my bear tag and elk tag, and when I got this, it was kind of hard to believe, you know. I never, as much as I put in and wanted one, never expected to probably get drawn. So
Yeah.
it just a really neat experience.
We got 4 elk out in front of us right now, and we kind of got an island of trees out here, and it's swampy. We got 4 small bulls on this side, and then we've got 4 other on the other side. We're trying to determine if we want to attack them head on, or just kind of wait and see if they get any closer to us. But we're losing time here, so.
After a little back and forth, we decided to go ahead and try and make a stalk on the second group of bulls. And although we did get within range, by the time we made it, the bull we were hoping to get a better look at had already moved off into the timber.
We was up there in a nice blind, got to see elk, and then decided to make a stalk on those back by the woods, and got within 180, 200 yards. Yep. They stood there for a little bit. Couldn't ask for any more. I'm happy.
Wayne never did catch up with a bull in the early season, but I have a feeling before it's all said and done, he's going to be filling that once-in-a-lifetime tag. Special thanks to Wayne and the guys for letting me tag along on a fun couple of days of elk hunting here in northern Michigan.
The early elk season usually starts in late August. This year's opener was on September the 1st. I was tagging along with a few hunters this year with a guide in the area, Dan Connell. The night before the hunt, you typically do some scouting, and a few folks make sure their rifles traveled okay and run a round or two downrange.
Well, I'm Tony Leiter from Ithaca, Michigan.
Okay, and Tony, what kind of tag you got for tomorrow?
A cow tag.
Well, are you pretty excited?
Yes, very, very excited.
Have you ever been up in this part of the state before doing any kind of hunting?
I've never been up here hunting. I ran around up here about 20 years ago with some friends, but never any hunting.
Well, the gun's ready to go for tomorrow?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Got the elk tag here.
I do. I got a cow tag. So
cow tag. Okay, tell me what happened with the whole process and how long you've been putting in.
Well, I've been putting in for probably about 10 years. Skip a year because I forget sometimes.
Yep.
And my buddy Rick here, we both put in for bear and elk, and he said he was successful on bear. And he said, "Did you check your points yet?" And I said, "No, I didn't check them." And as I get on the website to check the points, I see that I'm a successful elk hunter, and it's just like a heart attack,
Wow.
So yeah, awesome thing. And I as many people as I've talked to in the last month or so, I don't know how many people don't realize what a big deal that is. So the few amount of tags they give out compared to how many chances there are every year, it's just awesome. So I did a little research, and I think last year there was 37,000 people that put in for elk tags, and there was 224,000 chances because of points, and they only give out 160 tags, so it's a big deal.
We did some hiking the night before to scout the area and were able to find a few elk. Typically, you do a fair amount of driving on a Michigan elk hunt, and during this early season, it's good to have a few spots lined up, whether you're hunting on private or public ground.
I've been up here several times for this early elk season, but I believe Jenny and Jordan, this is their first time. And it is a lot of work, and this is a tough hunt, this early hunt, because you have a few hours in the morning and a few hours in the evening, and really in the middle of the day, there's just not much going on. These elk move into the timber, and you can't see in the woods right now. There's with all the foliage. So we had an early morning. We saw one small bull, wasn't able to get him on camera. Handful of cows. That was pretty much it. Jordan had a close encounter with a very nice bull, but it was a very quick encounter. We weren't able to get the hunter in place. And then Jenny was with the tribal hunter today. They never saw an elk. So typically the evenings can be a little bit better, crossing our fingers, but we're at a kind of a cool place here just outside of Johannesburg. We rented a house for a couple days to be kind of our makeshift elk camp as we travel to other elk camps and hunt with some of the guys up here. And just a fun time of the year to be up here, and everybody that gets a tag obviously is in a great mood, and they're all excited, and the guides are excited, and it's a beautiful part of the state. So I think we're going to be sitting a couple field edges, so hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck come this evening.
After 2 days, we had to head home, but Wayne STEERZER was able to fill a nice bull tag on the last day of the 4-day hunt. Congrats to him, and good luck to the remaining hunters that still have tags to fill.
Oh my gosh, so this is opening day of elk season, and we are super excited. We're just outside of Wolverine, headed I think towards the Vanderbilt area. I'm new to elk hunting in general, and definitely hunting in the Lower Peninsula.
You're a Youper, that's right.
I am.
Where are you from?
Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay. So how long have you been putting in for elk tag, or how does that work?
About 6 years. So I got a Sioux Tribe of Chippewa Indians elk tag, and it was a drawing. So you pay $4 and you put your name in a lottery. And when they called, it was kind of a funny story. They called and left me a voicemail saying that I needed to contact them right away. And I thought, oh my gosh, did I forget to file my fishing report or something? So I was panicking, thinking it was bad news, of course. And when I talked to Eric Clark at Sioux Tribe, he says, I actually have some really good news for you. You drew an elk tag. And not only did you get an elk tag, but you got a cow or a bull tag. So I was super excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for? A bull, I would hope?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes down to the end of the season and we're looking for meat, that's basically what we're going to do. So, but in reality, I'm hoping for a trophy.
All right. Well, good luck. Who's with you today?
My husband, Corey.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys hunt together at home?
We do. Yeah. We have a cabin. We have 14 acres. And we hunt. I'm still trying to beat him and get that big buck, but I got our first kill on our property, so I'm proud of that.
Awesome. All right. What's going on?
Well, we're getting ready. We're coming up on some open land here, and we just seen a buck cross the road, big bull elk, and we're gonna go in and try to get him. He's signing in a logbook, I think. Oh, so we got out of the truck in Wolverine, and we got together with a friend who has a cow tag, and I have the bull cow tag, and we just kind of exchanged a little bit of information about where they had been scouting, and we said, all right, well, we're going to do this, we'll do a starting point on Pickerel Road, somewhere around there. Just follow us and we'll kind of go from there. So on our way to that spot, we saw a bull cross in front of us. And we stopped and came back and checked it out, kind of tracked him for a little bit, and it was a little too dark for shooting at that point. We were kind of awestruck by it at first. Nobody was ready for it, so we got back in the vehicle, and where did we go from there?
Yeah, so during the day we probably put on about 350 miles up in the Pigeon River area, and just talking back and forth on the not so good cell phone service, and just trying to find something, talking with buddies, you know, are they seeing anything, are we seeing anything, and basically wrapped it up there on a nice 4-mile walk.
Well, I'm out here with Jennifer. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock in the morning on opening day of early elk season here. We're in the Pigeon River State Forest right now, out on some state land. We stopped and talked to a couple of different hunters on the road that had cow tags, and they saw 3 different bulls in here. So we've been spending the morning just kind of running and gunning and looking for them. So I think we're going to give it a little bit more time, but that sun is really heating it up out here in the open areas of these food plots. So we're going to give it a little bit more time and then maybe take a break in the middle of the day and hit it again this evening. Hopefully we'll have some better luck.
Yeah, we think the DNR did a great job in the Pigeon River Forest area of making food plots and easy walk trails, and real user friendly, you know, once you get up in that area, and some spots where you can glass and use binoculars, and just so happens we didn't see any elk, you know. A little bit of sign, I know it's early, you know, but walking around in Michigan in the fall is great, you know.
So we're getting ready to come back, and we're wrapping it up for the evening, and we thought, you know, let's go check that area out to see maybe we could start there again the next day. And we pulled into the same spot where we saw the bull cross the very first morning, you know, at dusk or daylight, I guess. And we pulled in there, and there is a statue, picture perfect bull, prime shooter, but it was just too dark. Couldn't get a shot, couldn't even, you know, but you couldn't have asked for a better view to end the
what
evening.
a great way to end the night, because it gave us hope for the next morning to come right back there. And you know, we sat for the first hour, and we're just wrapping up today and jump back in the truck and find another plan.
Even though Jenny's got to leave us today, we're super sad about that, but we've got hope, and hopefully we can send you a picture soon.
There are 2 more hunt periods for all the early elk season tag holders who were not successful in the first period. Jen will be back out there again this weekend, and if need be, again October 2nd through 5th. Good luck to Jen and all the elk hunters still out there in Michigan's out of doors.
Well, as you can see by our 3 stories there, we had a lot of fun up there in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula, but we were not successful as far as being with one of our hunters when they harvested an elk. But a lot of those people are still up there. There was 3 different 4-day hunt periods, and that is a tough hunt, that early elk season, so it's not always a slam dunk. Most of those hunters will end up filling the tag, just unfortunately not when we were there with cameras rolling. What we're going to do now is shift gears and head to southern Michigan, where Gabe VanWormer was recently spending some time at Magnaport doing some work to one of his dad's old guns.
There's no other gun in my safe that has the sentimental value of this revolver. This was my dad's 44 mag Ruger Blackhawk. He never ended up taking a deer with it, but since he passed away a few years back, I've taken it to the field many times. While hunting with it, I think back to the many memories in the field we shared over the years. When Ken Kelly, the owner of Magnaport, asked me if I wanted to come down and work on my dad's gun, I jumped at the chance.
One of the most knowledgeable things you ever got to remember. When you put a piece of tape there, you always cut on the other side of the tape. You don't cut on that side. Because that's an inch you can't make up.
You can't put that back on?
Yeah. And not saying I ever did that. Not saying I ever went on the other end of the thing there, but it has happened.
If you've never met Ken Kelly, then you're missing out. Ken is one of the nicest, most generous, humble guys I've ever met, and one of the best pistol smiths in the country. When Ken asked me to come down to the shop, I felt honored to be able to learn from one of the best. He's worked in this same shop for virtually his whole life. He learned from his dad Larry, who is world-renowned for his handgun hunting exploits, and invented the porting technique that they are famous for. The tools, sights, and smells of this building are like any old machine shop around, but the products coming out of it are anything but ordinary. I mean, how many hours have you personally spent on these machines?
God, I don't know. I was 12 when I started.
How many years of your life?
Well, I think it was with this one. We got it in 75. 74 or 75 when we got this Bridgeport. So, still pretty good shape. Thing is, it's never been beat because it's just small machining and gunsmithing and all that. So,
like, you run it like it's a part of you now, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, we'll do that.
One of the most important parts of a precision rifle or pistol is the muzzle crown. If you don't have a crown that is perfectly concentric to the bore, the bullet will exit the barrel poorly and lead to inaccuracy. Ken's creations are not just beautiful to look at, they are precision made for accuracy first and foremost. The amount of embellishments after that is up to the customer.
And then we'll run it right out to the edge, and then we'll take and just go in with a flat one and flatten it out. 11 degrees inverted bench press style crown. One of the best crowns out there.
After the barrel is crowned, it's polished up and the sharp edge is taken off. Then it's time to clean everything up and get it ready for the velvet finish Magnaport Customs are known for. I always enjoy just sitting and listening to Ken's deep knowledge of firearms. He's one of those guys who doesn't forget anything when it comes to guns.
I just want to knock a couple burrs off. I can tell that I didn't drill these holes here because you got a little bit of burrs inside the frame.
I see.
They push through the bottom a little bit and really doesn't hurt nothing, but just bothers me.
Cosmetic.
Yep, exactly. Well, you know, one thing, if depending on the screws, sometimes people don't watch their screws when they put on scope mounts, and they'll actually come in there, and if you get it too far down, it'll actually, when the cylinders rotate and cylinder heats up, it'll bind on the cylinder.
Wow.
Because Ruger, at one time, this is one of the newest generation's rear sight assemblies, but they got this little undercut there for the thing, screw there, and that way it'll stop. But on from 1975-ish and under, it was just a straight screw that there was nothing ever holding in there. And a lot of times, as you could take that screw, and it would actually bottom out a couple 20 thousandths underneath there. And then as the cylinder heated up and it was rotating, all of a sudden people would get a big bind in their cylinder, and then they couldn't. Oh my God, the cylinder's binded. And then it would scratch on the thing there. So it just, you know, eliminating any kind of a problem down the road there.
Ken is an artist when it comes to guns, and he knows just how to make one special. With this build, he suggested chemically etching my dad's name onto the barrel. After the etching, it was on to the polishing room. Ken demonstrated how to get everything polished to a shiny chrome. Then it was my turn to do all the pins, screws, trigger, and hammer. Once everything was polished, it would be on to the jeweling, which takes a machinist's touch. A machinist I am not, but Ken is a good teacher and patiently explained the whole process. It's always fun to spend time with Ken, but to have one-on-one instruction, well, I couldn't think of a better way to spend a Saturday. My dad's old gun has never looked better and will be a priceless heirloom to be passed down for generations. I can't wait to take it to the woods and make more memories that I can share with my kids.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stay tuned in upcoming weeks. Fall is upon us, and that means the hunting seasons are all here. Next week, we're going to take a look at how youth deer season went for a couple of different young hunters out there. We'll also take a look at waterfowling and some fall fishing coming up for you as well. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online is always a good way to kind of keep tabs on us. You can do that through our website. We're also on most of the social media sites if you want to see what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And if you're ever on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel there and get an email every time we post something new. Lots of good stuff coming over the next several weeks. We've got the youth deer season that we got some really cool footage on. We got a couple different really good waterfowl hunts. You won't want to miss that. Everything is starting to happen here in the great state of Michigan, so get out and enjoy this time of the year. And if we don't see it in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see it right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by.
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
WorkingPerson.com. From the factory floor to the job site and into the field, WorkingPerson.com supplies work boots and shoes, workwear, safety gear, and more. For individuals or outfitting your whole team. Learn more at WorkingPerson.com.
By G5 Outdoors, makers of the Quest and Prime bows, manufactured and designed in Memphis, Michigan. G5 offers a line of archery bows, broadheads, and accessories on the web at g5outdoors.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine.